In this video, we're going to talk about some of the best ways to make your clients happy. So one of the ways that I've found to make your clients happy is to there was a great quote from Joseph Pine, and he talks about the experience economy. And he says that businesses would think a lot differently about how they treat their customers if they charged admission to come into their business. And I really like that approach. And having worked in the hotel industry, I know that when you take that approach of thinking that way, it can really transform how you deal with your clients and particularly your client experience. And if we're trying to kind of surprise, delight, and enchant our clients, we need to do a couple of things. The first is we need to probably write down all of the customer touch points that they're going to have during the lifetime of them working with us. And that's everything. They're going to both be physical and digital. So it's going to be things like our social media and our website, but then it's going to get more kind of physical as they come into our business, or they send us an email, or they leave us a voice message. All of those bits are going to be things that we need to be able to sort of first identify and then control, so that at no point is the customer left hanging and we don't drop the ball. So just a very simple, whenever a customer sort of comes across your brand or your business, there has to be visual consistency. There has to be tonal consistency in your messaging and your photography, so it all looks cohesive and builds trust and confidence in your brand. The way you communicate has got to be sort of with the client in mind. So it's, like I said, you're not talking about yourselves all the time. That's always good. Digitally, if they, on your website, what happens? Is there a chat bot that pops up? Is there a pop-up form for a lead magnet? You've got to look at it objectively, and things like pop-up forms that come too soon are irritating. Chat bots that aren't helpful are irritating. Where the call to action so people can contact you easily. Are they able to phone someone straight away and get a call back within 10 minutes? Do you respond to emails within the hour, or is it 24 hours? Or can they book a time slot with you at their convenience via Calendly so that they can meet with you for 15 minutes? There's loads of different ways of doing this, but even still, when you're doing all of this, that's just the onboarding. Then when you move into actually sort of meeting with the client, there are things like video messaging apps like Bonjoro or Dub, where you can send customized video messages to the client before you meet with them or during the project. And after you've, say, converted them and you're working together, you've got to look at the whole project as a whole, from the onboarding to the actual project management, and then the handover at the end, and then the keep in touch finally after that. If you want to kind of refine that process, then this is something we work on with the signature service, where we make you kind of outline every step of delivering what you do. So every part of your signature service, you would work that out and you deliver it in a long list. And the great thing about this is we break it down so we can analyze, okay, where are the important bits? Where do I have to play a key role? Where I can maybe outsource or bring in a third party to help me manage the more administrative side of things. But then I can take control of those customer touch points, and I can really analyze what is the most efficient way of delivering what we do. Now, when you do this, by its very nature, you will refine your process so it becomes more and more efficient over time. And the great thing about that is you're going to have a better client experience because you're learning from every project you run. The quality control of your service and what you're delivering is always going to be high because you've been checking for that. And ultimately, the big thing is you can scale your business up, because if you've built these processes and systems correctly, the goal is to remove you from it. So you've given someone the instructions on how to deliver what you do without you needing to be there. Now, if you can hire the right people and delegate control over your business, that means you can scale up without having to be there, and you're effectively turning into kind of a franchisable turnkey business. Now, we're moving ahead of ourselves, but that's what we like to focus on with this process point. And this is the balance of what's the customer experience, what are the customer touch points, and then how can we deliver a repeatable process that is brilliant for producing a consistent outcome, and it charms and delights and wows our clients at the same time. And that's where you want to get to with this. So like I said, the outcome of keeping clients happy is to first step back and work out what's their experience of your business, and then how do you deliver what you do so that you can maintain a consistent experience, and then within that build in opportunities for surprising and delighting them. Little gifts, maybe it might be a $10 Starbucks card because you want them to do some homework. Maybe it's like a surprise call or a message. You might want to get like a sort of, at the end of the project, you might want to get someone from Cameo who they love to record them a message. There's loads of ways that you can do that, but it will all start with thinking like a hotel, thinking about, if I were to charge admission, how would I make this worth the price of entry?